Who are the famous endgame players?
There are many famous endgame players are there. Almost all the players knows endgame well. They may spend a lot of hours for the endgame. Famous endgame player Kawablaga. He is a famous endgame specialist. He is also a world champion. Opening and middle game, he used to bypass with some tactics and some ideas. And then in the end game, he used to win like an computer state. In modern days, Magnus Carlsen is known very famous for his Endgame techniques, and he used to win his lot of endgames in by creating lot of pressure and sitting down and creating obligations, and then he used to win. Bobby Fischer, Kasparov, Karpov, they all knows endgame very well.
How many types of endgames are there?
Very good question. There are major pieces endgame. Major pieces endgame means queen endgame, queen versus queen endgame, queen versus two rooks endgame, queen versus rook endgame, and there is a different branch, and minor pieces endgame. There is a knight versus knight endgame, bishop versus bishop same color endgame, bishop versus bishop opposite color endgame, and there are pawn endgame. There are some kind of a pawn endgame is a different branch, and there is a rook versus pawn endgame, rook plus pawn versus rook plus pawn versus rook plus pawn endgame. And there are different branches are there.
What are these endgame strategies?
Very good. Compare with opening and middle game, end game strategies will change because end game priorities are different, and everything will change in the end game. In the end game, we used to coordinate with less number of pieces. So when we can able to coordinate with less number of pieces, we can able to coordinate with many pieces also very well. Is it compulsory to coordinate with less number of, that skills is very important, right? Coordinating with less number of pieces. This skill is very important, right? For example, in Angura position, we used to deal against that kind of a blockaded rook. We used to deal with the blockaded rook, and we'll try to make the pawn queen by attacking the king by doing a lot of techniques.
Is it compulsory to learn endgame?
Yes. It's compulsory to learn endgames in chess game. In beginners level, we used to learn endgame strategies like how to make the pawn queen and checkmating with king and queen. And when we have one rook also, we can checkmate our opponent with king and rook versus king. We can do the checkmate, and we can do the checkmate with two bishops versus king. We can do checkmate with bishop and knight versus king. We can do with minor pieces also. We can do the checkmate. In beginners level, we will learn these kind of essential things. Then in the intermediate level, we used to learn about blockade, many other things. In advanced breakthrough, there are strategies are there. See, sometimes they used to sacrifice the bishop to make a queen. Sometimes they used to sacrifice a knight. Okay, I like that. So endgame is fun. It's compulsory to learn the endgame, and there is one famous endgame player. I forgot his name. He's Sultan Khan. He is an that time British India. That time he don't know opening. He don't know middle game much. He cannot afford lot of books. He cannot buy lot of books those time. But by his, we have to. He's from somewhere around Pakistan border India, I think. But that time it may be India, Pakistan, everything together. That time he was in Punjab, I think. He born and brought up in Punjab, I think. He's our pride, our India's Indian pride. That time India's pride. Okay. He is an expert in endgame. By his endgame skills, he defeated 3 world champions: Kabak Manga, Ali Kane, and Emmanuel Lasker. He made every Indians too proud that time by chess. Before Vishwanath, the Sultan was there. Now Bugais is doing good job. They all know their endgame well. Bugais in these days, when he is playing against 2 bishops, he is used to play with knight and bishop. he is doing so well. So endgame is important. It's so fun. When we are learning endgame in a fun way, we can win the games. We can become a winning endgame player. Or in difficult situation, we can make a draw and escape by our knowledge. Correct? And chess game is a draw game. Then also, if our opponent is playing opening correctly, we are also playing opening correctly, middle game correctly, we are also playing middle game correctly, end game correctly, we are also playing end game correctly, we are also kind of a high level player. We don't need to get scared of anyone. There are many players proved it. They play with many world class players, they made a draw at their inside stages because of their superior end game skills too. So end game is necessary, essential, and we have to learn endgame before we are learning even opening and middle game strategies. We have to learn endgame also. Got it?